It's Saturday night. I'd say happy Saturday, but I'm not going to go that far today. So, all right. Let's see if we can get the screen. There comes that. And we'll see if we get some 5x5s. And Lisa being the first one tonight. All right. Okay. A couple other ones. Robert says we're there. Okay, good. So it seems like everybody can hear me. Well, I'm hoping a whole lot of people are safe coming through everything we've got going on right now. Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, getting up in Ohio. This is just insane. And I mean, it's pretty much the only thing that there is to talk about in the world today. I mean, it's obviously the most important thing. Anything else comes in second fiddle on this one. In the description below, you'll notice that I put up the Kentucky donation link, I guess, if you will, for ones directly for the people. I did not put up the Red Cross link just because I don't particularly approve of the Red Cross. They keep too much of the donations for themselves and not enough goes to the people. I prefer to donate where my donations go directly to the afflicted. So that would be that. A couple of you guys were talking about it earlier in the chat. I put up the link as well. A lot of you are probably familiar with who Bear Independent is, and Bear is one of the leaders of Grindstone Ministries. They are also going up to Kentucky to help, everybody. I mean, there's a lot of people that homeless. I mean, you want to talk about walking around like zombies. Your entire life just disappeared. I mean, food, car, house, everything, nowhere to go, whatever it would be. So, I put the link in there. Lucky Dean just put it again. If you can help Bear that way, that's another great way to do it. I also got an email this afternoon from Jody, who lives there in Kentucky. Jody was actually one of the first ones on the seat, one of the seed boxes, too. She is getting together with their whole mag, which when she sent me an email at 2 o'clock this afternoon, they have got 38 people as of 2 o'clock. I don't know how many more that are heading out Tuesday morning to some of the affected areas to bring charging stations, field kitchens, as she said, clear debris, stack bricks, do whatever need to be done. So, this is something that we all have the ability to help. And I know, a lot of us always say in an SHTF event, we're not helping anybody. What we've got is for us. Okay. This is an SHTF for somebody else. We still have our refrigerators, the roof over our head, et cetera, et cetera. This didn't hit everybody. If we have some ability to help, whether it's going there, if you're close by to help out, that's great, or any sort of donations. I will say this, and this comes out every time we have some sort of hurricane or tornado or wildfire or whatever. As much as people want to donate material goods are only good for the first couple of days. And then after that, it's the cash that they need. Because what happens every time you get one of these people like, oh, they need water. So they get donations of cases upon cases upon cases of water, just for example, toilet paper or whatever would be your baby food. And they don't need it all. It's like we've got all this water, but we don't have any food, or we've got all this water and we don't have any diapers or whatever would be. So if you're going, sure, obviously take whatever supplies you can with you. If you are trying to make a donation, and again, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying from my knowledge, don't call up Home Depot and say, send a pallet of water out over there. I'm paying for it. So uh, just something to go on there. But guys, keep all these people in your prayers. Do what you can. I mean, this that's an SHTF situation for a lot of people. The numbers keep bouncing around. Anywhere between 50 and 100 people were killed in this thing. We saw the Amazon warehouse, we saw the candle factory, where people were at work, a couple of different nursing homes in a couple of different states where they collapsed and people were killed in there 2 weeks before Christmas. This is not going to be a happy holiday for a lot of people. So keep them in your prayers, do what you can. And, if you have the ability, great, help. If you don't, a prayer is always something that is well received. Let's put it that way. So that's pretty much all I wanted to start out with tonight. Anyway, like I said, everything else is secondary today. I don't even want to discuss any of the other crap that's going on. But welcome to everybody. Obviously, the moderators are here. Robert, Jacob, North Shore, Lucky Damon, Lorna, all there. And I saw they'd already found one of the trolls that's been bouncing around all over the live streams today. So that's good. Just so anybody that's new here knows, the moderators have carte blanche. Okay. We don't do the 300-second timeouts here or whatever it is. We try to keep this very friendly, very polite, PG-13 around here. Different opinions are totally fine. Okay. Name calling or blatantly lying or something, or, totally wacko conspiracies or something like that. You want to call somebody anything, for their view. We don't need that around here. Okay. This is a family oriented type program. As I say every week, I say PG-13 because sometimes I'll get a little salty. Your teenagers, no problem. They're going to have heard some of the words that may come out of my mouth. Your 6-year-old, you may not want to. So if you want to troll, if you want to be rude or nasty, go somewhere else. You're not going to last long here. So these live streams are for you guys to talk about what you want to talk about. You get to hear me every day talk about what I want to talk about. This is the chance for you to bring up subjects, ask questions, not only to me, but to each other for what y'all want to talk about. So what I ask everybody is, if you've got a question directed to me, please put it in all caps. If it's directed to the community, lowercase, because when I'm going through the chat, I'm looking for the uppercase letters, and that way I can find out quicker what's directed toward me. Okay. As you all know, there's just about 1,000 of you in here right now. There's one of me, so you guys can type a lot faster than I can talk. So I'm not trying to avoid anybody in questions unless, there's certain things that our hosts, YouTube, will not let us talk about, okay? Last November, the weather, if y'all know what I mean by the weather, okay? Al Gore and the weather, let's put it that way. And anything to do with the pat on the back there. The other things that they do not want to see are any of the FJB or LGB type comments. Okay, that will get us all in trouble, and I don't feel like spending another 2 weeks in jail. YouTube is out pretty hard on this. If you all saw Travis at the Prepared Homestead got thrown in jail yesterday, YouTube jail, not real jail, for something he said in a video a few days ago. So try to keep us out of trouble. But as you all know, as most of you know, just in case we do get in trouble, there is always the backup channel, which is Pinball Prepping, where this one's Pinball Preparedness. So there is a backup channel. The link is again below in the description. If for some reason I'm not here one morning, go look over there, because I'm not going to be able to tell you I'm not here if something like that happens. So, okay. Other bits and pieces here real quick, just some housekeeping stuff. Please, on the seed box, let's keep moving this around. I haven't heard from anybody in a week as to have receiving the seed box. Please, when you get it, let me know you got it, and then please move it along very quickly There's a lot of people ahead. There's about 75 people in each box, and last time I checked, we were somewhere around the 20 people. So we got a long way to go, and planting season is for some of us, 2.5 months away. So let's move this as quick as we can. The other thing is, y'all saw what we did for the toy drive on, I think it was Thursday. Mrs. P and I went out. So I put up the video of us dropping. You have no idea how appreciative they were about the toys, because when we were in the little room there, we saw some books, we saw some clothes. I didn't see any other toys. So, thank you to everybody for donations, for prayers, for good thoughts, for whatever. As a community, we made a bunch of kids happy come Christmas. And like I said, these were kids that are being raised for the most part by grandparents or great grandparents because of trouble, if you will, that the parents got into. And so just, it's nice to know you have no idea how appreciative they were. I mean, the ladies didn't even want to let us leave. We were trying to be nice. I don't want a pat on the back or anything like that. They're like, oh, we need pictures and all this sort of stuff. We just want to do this for y'all, and, kind of be relatively anonymous, if you will. So that is done. So Monday, I have our appointment to go to the food bank on Monday, because they only do it every 2 weeks. And when I talked to them last, it was the Monday, so it didn't work. So Monday morning, Mrs. P and I will go shopping. We've got a little over $1,100 to go shopping with, so that's going to be a lot of freaking groceries, but that ought to be a lot of fun. I'm praying to God it doesn't rain, because that's going to take the bed of my truck to carry that much groceries. It's not going to fit in the back seat. So let's hope it doesn't rain. Otherwise, we'll figure out something else. Lady L, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. So that's kind of where we are with everything here. So let's kind of get into comments, see what y'all want to talk about tonight. As usual, I'll start at the top, work my way down. Please, guys, I try to get to everything as fast as I can. Just bear with me if it takes a little bit to get to your questions. I always laugh. We're 5 or 10 minutes before the end of the live stream, and I see the comment that one of the moderators makes is that we're at halftime. I'm like, okay, I'm 20 minutes behind. So that being said, let me shut up and let's start getting into your questions. So, all right. Terry says, did I check to see if any of the seed boxes are now scattered across many states? Okay, so when each one of us set up these seed boxes, remember I set up 2, Voodoo set up 1, Treasure Seeker set up 1, and Unique Rabbit set up 1. So we've got 5 that are bouncing around there. And each one of us kind of mapped them out a little bit so it didn't go from Arizona to Pennsylvania to Oregon to Georgia. We kind of tried to make it so the post office could get them around quick. So last I knew, a couple of them one was bouncing around Pennsylvania, one was bouncing around Texas, one was in South Carolina, and one was in Georgia. So they are in different places because we each kind of took different areas. I mean, the 2 I sent stayed basically everything east of the Mississippi. I think it was Voodoo that stayed west of the Mississippi. Maybe it was Unique Rabbit. I'm not sure. One of the 2. It's been a few months since we did this. But yeah, they're still going, but I need to know where they are, guys, so we can. Okay, Voodoo Queen just said her seed box is headed to North Carolina. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, but please, when you get it, please let me know you got it, and then please try to get it back out the next day, or obviously if you get it on a Saturday, get it out on Monday, just so we can get through with everybody as quick as we can. Patrick, thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Mama Preps 4 says, hi from a windy Montana. I think we got windy everywhere. Man, the wind, we didn't get anything like what was out west. And the wind that hit here about 10 o'clock this morning, I'm watching these trees just doing this. I'm going, oh crap, please don't have a tree fall in a house. But yeah, no, we didn't have any damage other than it broke my flagpole. That was it. So that's already been fixed because there ain't no way Old Glory ain't flying at this house. Okay. August Blue, I heard Walmart was sending pellets of water. Yeah, and that's usually what happened. Walmart will, Budweiser will, and that's why I said, and they get tons and tons and tons of water. It's like, okay, Walmart, you can send something besides water. Okay. Why don't you send tons and tons and tons of food? You are the largest grocery store with 26% of the grocery sales in the country. I think you might have some. Okay. Do something a little bit more than water. Cushnet says, I'm glad you're sick. Yeah, we didn't, like I said, we had about an hour's worth of winds and strong rain, and that was it. I mean, so no, nothing here whatsoever to worry about. It's the people west. I mean, this all hit, guys, about drive time, 7, 8 hours west of me. So, yeah, I'm East Tennessee. This was all West Tennessee, Western Kentucky, stuff like that. We got some rain, but nothing like what those folks got overnight. Autumn West, people are finding photos in yards clear to southern Indiana. I saw something today about the debris was being blown up by this hurricane tornado up to 30,000 feet high. I mean, I guess one of the tornadoes was a mile wide, and different stories, was on the ground for somewhere between 200 and 250 miles. I mean, that's crazy. Quiet Madness, thank you for the super chat. Which saint is in the picture with me? This one right here. I know you guys ask all the time. That is Saint Nicholas. Okay. And then there is Mother Mary and Christ. And then there's one other saint that I can never remember the name, but Mrs. P is Russian Orthodox, so we have the icons on a shelf in the house. So that's what's going on. But yes, I mean, this devastating is an understatement for this tornado, and we're just starting to get the stories. I watched some video that was out by one of the local TV channels today, and they had a drone video just kind of following the track by the damage. And, as typical of your tornado, you see a house flattened and maybe 2 doors or 3 doors down, the house isn't even touched. See a little bit I mean, and you go, if I lived 150 feet that way, 100 yards the other way, max, my house would be fine. And I'm looking at a pile of rubble. You never know. I mean, again, it's one of those things. When God says it's our time, guys, it's our time. I mean, that's just as simple as that. It sucks, and we do whatever we can to help. And I know this group will do anything and everything we can to help, including us. Rob S. Pinball, what do you think of the primary fight between Brian Kemp and David Perdue down in Georgia? Oof. This is a battle of please no and God no. I'm not a fan of either one of them. Okay. Kemp is a rhino and Perdue is a wimp. Let's just put it that way. What scares me about that is you got Stacey Abrams running again. And with as purple as Georgia apparently is, you want to talk about that state going to complete hell in 6 weeks, elect Stacey Abrams. I don't like either Perdue or Kemp, but again, it's as typical with most elections, the lesser of two evils. If it's one of those versus Stacey Abrams, I'd be voting for one of these guys all day long. I wish you'd have somebody competent and somebody who's got a backbone and a set of gonads that would run down there, rather than, a bunch of, gee, I just collect a paycheck and that's about it. So, yeah, there you go. That's what I think. Stands alone. Seed box update for Texas, please, sir. It's in Texas. I think it's, who was it? Treasure Seekers, I think that was yours that you said was in Texas. I'm not sure. If you want to post something on where yours is, that's great. Like I said, guys, there's 5 boxes running around. Two I sent, so I have the list. The other three, they have their lists. They know where they sent them. So when somebody sends it to me, I just forward it on to them if they're not on one of my lists. So I know where mine are, or at least the list I've heard. That's about it. Idaho Prepping Gal, thank you for the super chat. Am I finding it easier to find employment since the federal contractors can't enforce the mandates? No, not really. Pamela, thank you for the super sticker. No, not really, but it doesn't really surprise me right now. Okay. Just because typically between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or Thanksgiving and New Year's, I guess for the most part, companies aren't doing a whole lot of hiring. All right, because then they look at it and go, great, we're going to hire people and we got to give them Christmas off, we got to give them New Year's off. So they just wait on their hiring till January. So this is a time. I was telling Mrs. P the other day. I mean, I'm not worried about going back to work for the rest of the year. It'll probably be the first week of January, and my phone will be ringing off the hook again. But right now, companies aren't looking at doing a whole lot of hiring. I don't. I don't staff people in like retail or anything like that. I mean, it's, again, I'm doing IT personnel, and they're not. This isn't where you're hiring people like crazy right now. Not worried about it. Simple Prepping, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I'm not worried, or super sticker there. I'm not worried about it right now. I mean, I'll get back to work in January, then I'll start worrying about it. But going through Christmas right now, I actually, it doesn't bother me because it allows me to catch up on some of the projects I have to do around the house. I mean, like I told you guys the other day, I mean, I just finished putting my gardens to bed. I think, what was it, the 8th or 9th of December? I mean, that tells you how far behind I am. I've still got a shelf I've got to build for some of our preps. I've got 2 of them, and I need another one because I'm starting to stack stuff in front of stuff, and that's not safe nor good. So I need to get one more shelf to get some of the other things put up. So Mrs. P and I were rearranging my prep room the other day to get more there, because every other place we've got is full, and I got to use what space I've got because we all run out of room. So yes, when January rolls around, that's when I will concern myself with, oh my God, what the hell's going on right now? I mean, we're okay. I mean, I'm not at risk of not paying the electric bill or something like that. You all know the house is paid off. I mean, we said that the other day. It was like, where the hell? I think we were going to Walmart when we were going to buy all the toys, and we made the comment of, thank God we did what we did and paid all the bills and don't have any debt and everything like that, because, what little we've got left, electric, phone, insurance, that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, that's manageable. We can do something like that. It's not like, oh my God, what the hell are we going to do without me working? So hanging in there. Brent Williams, I live in Ireland, so unsure, but are tornadoes common for December? Not where they are. Okay, tornado season in the United States is in the United States, tornado season, the United States is pretty much the only place in the world where tornadoes happen. Okay, maybe occasionally you get one in Mexico or Canada, but it's a North American phenomenon. But tornado season is typically springtime. So, somewhere around late March through early June is tornado season. The deep South will get them this time of year too. I mean, say the Gulf Coast, that area, because what you need, to get a tornado, what you need is moisture in the air. And y'all know usually wintertime is pretty dry air. And then you need that crash of cold air and warm, moist air. And that's what causes it. Well, they get them down in the Gulf because you get a lot of warm, moist air, and like that storm that dipped down to Texas last year, that could drive one in. This one was a little far north for what you think about, okay, for the seasons, because like I said in the video this morning, usually this time of year, it's about 40 degrees. We were in the 60s today. We're down in the 30s right now. So that'll tell you what the fluctuation of temperature is. And so, no, it is not normal for as far north as it was. If this had happened, say, in, you know, oh, I don't know, Biloxi, Mississippi, or something like that, it'd still be devastating. Okay, but it would be a little more understandable. This is grand solar minimum. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's HARP or anything like that. Okay, if you want to tell me that the government sat there and figured out how to put 30 tornadoes down and wanted to kill a whole bunch of people, go ahead, believe what you want. I'm not participating in that fantasy. But, you know, because of forecasts, the Northeast is supposed to see a cold, wet winter. The Southeast is supposed to see a warm, wet winter. Put those two together, and you have tornadoes right about that line. Guess where we are? That's exactly what we got. All right. Lisa Hearn, I'm a new prepper. What is a MAG? Mutual Assistance Group. It is basically your family, your friends, your collection of people that you are going to have that's going to be your little tribe, your little community that has agreed to mutually assist. Okay, somebody's good at hunting, somebody's good at gardening, somebody's good at medical, somebody's good at cooking, whatever, because you're not going to be able to do it all yourself. All right, and so you're going to need some sort of community where everybody will work. Again, I'll give you this. Think of a family owned farm, okay, and how it works. It's not the farmer who goes out and plants the seed and harvests the vegetables and then comes in the house and then cooks and then goes and feeds the cows and does whatever. No, there's a whole bunch of people that all have certain duties. You're taking care of the horses, you're taking care of the cows, you're taking care of the machinery, you're driving the truck, you're planting the seed, you're picking the vegetables, you're cooking the food. And that's kind of what it is. You got to think of everybody's got their own responsibilities to work together, but it's mutual assistance group, and that's pretty much how it would work. Susie Woozy, there's a name for you. When you foresee drones and robocops as our new enforcement to obey, how do you prepare for that? It's funny you say that, because something I was looking at this evening before the live stream was drones. And those who've been here for a while know one of my big things that I am key with on a lot of people is security. And I'm not talking about going out and buying a bunch of guns or whatever. I'm talking about security. Is how do you protect everything like that? What's gathering information? That's what I try to give you guys a lot of, is information. In an SHTF situation, a drone may be good for scouting out an area without putting yourself physically in there. If the military can use it, why the hell can't we? Right? Okay. I mean, if I can go see what's going on 3 blocks away from me without going there myself, especially if it's enemy territory, it's a good idea. So I've been kind of looking into a little bit about that. If I can figure out a good solution for all of us, I will certainly share it with you. When do I foresee drones and robocops as our new enforcement? Not for a long time. Okay. And by the time that drones would be a lot faster than robocops. Okay. Are they coming? Yes, eventually. I mean, we've already seen all the video about these AI droids or whatever, robot dogs that can do backflips, and the droids and whatever, mass produced and train them to use logic. That's down the road. Okay. But drones and stuff like that, exactly the same reason I'm saying us being able to use them, they're already being used. I don't want to say against us, but in that respect of, gee, I can buzz around and see what Pinball's doing. Is he planting, broccoli, or is he planting cannabis? So, that's already being done. Cherokee Man 71. I was trying to figure out what Travis said to get put in jail. I don't know. I mean, I probably catch one out of every 3 videos Travis makes. Blah, 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 blah. And I know it was one he made about 6 days ago that all of a sudden disappeared. So, and I don't remember what it was. So, they take it down and that's it. Marsha Clark, how's the food drive going? Like I said, we're about $1,100. I can tell you what exactly the figure is here. If you give me a second, it is $1,101.31 after Cash App and PayPal take their fees, which I'm not, like I said, I'm not complaining about. Cash App, PayPal, they take 1-2%, something like that, depending on how you put it through. Not a big deal. It's not like YouTube taking 37 or 40% of what it was. I remember last year we did it, and I looked at this and I was like, holy crap! I mean, YouTube had taken some $300 in fees out of the money that we raised for food. I'm like, really? Go through PayPal, stuff like that, because the super chats and stuff like that, YouTube takes a huge, nearly 40% cutoff, guys, just so you guys know that. Leo Wife, thank you for the super chat. But there's a perfect example right there, okay? Leo Wife, $25. YouTube will take $10 of that, okay? Just so you guys know. And it's not just for me, that's for any channel. Let's see. Chicken Prepper, what are our Christmas plans? Christmas around here is kind of a season, I guess, if you will, for multiple reasons. All right, first off, traditional Christmas. We'll get together with our neighbors and our friends probably the weekend before, whatever, and exchange gifts with some of our friends, do whatever, just, have a little bit of fun there. Christmas Eve traditionally is me and Mrs. P and the dogs. And we have a traditional Eastern European meatless Christmas dinner. You start dinner when the first star comes out. And it's usually, fish and barley and vegetables and stuff like that, meatless Christmas. After dinner, we will open gifts between me and Mrs. P at least. And that will be the extent of that. Last year, the power went out while we were doing that, if you all remember. So that was kind of fun. So it was like, okay, grab some lanterns. And so we opened up Christmas gifts by lantern. Thank God for being preppers. Christmas Day is typically cleaning up all the paper and doing the dishes. And because, Mrs. P is like, I want to open up my Christmas presents so the dishes don't get done. And then we have a Christmas dinner of some sort, whether it's, turkey or ham or something like that. Now, my daughter this year will come in somewhere around the 5th of January. Russian Christmas is somewhere around the 7th of January. So then we will do this all over again because then my daughter is in. So, because she spends Christmas with my ex and her mom, and then she's got to do it around work and everything. So she's got about 5 days off where she can come in. So she'll come in to see us, and then we'll do Christmas all over again, kind of as the Russian side of the Christmas, even though me and my daughter aren't Russian, but we do it that way. And so then we kind of have that Christmas meal on the Russian side of things. So it's a whole season for us, but you do what you got to do, and it works. So, and it's fun, and it stretches it all out, and it's not just one and done. So, Truth Seeker, I don't know if it's by me or if it's everywhere, but when did it be okay to not move over for EMS? Never. No, I'm sorry, fire truck, squad car, they got the sirens going, get out of the way. Yeah, sure. There's some idiot cops that want to go through a red light, so they'll turn on their lights real quick because they're late for donut call. But yeah, no, I mean, the lights come on, you get out of the way. Yeah. Diane S., can we see the Christmas tree tonight? All right, hang on a second. bear with me. Here we go. We'll take a walk. And can I flip the camera here somehow? Is this how we do it? No. Well, let's do it this way. I know I can do it that way. There. That's about the best I can do, guys. All right. Yeah, because having the video on the phone. There we go. All right. We will do the old Christmas live stream the Tuesday before Christmas. So that will be fun. That will be my annual pilgrimage to the North Pole. Yeah, for those of you who were here last year, know what that means. The rest of you, surprise, surprise. Let's see. Darlene Carter, how long do you think it'll be before no food on the store shelves or war for the USA? Oof, there we go. Crystal ball stuff again. No food on the store shelves. I don't think we're ever going to turn into Soviet Russia in regards to that, where you're standing in line 2 hours for a pound of butter. Okay. Very thin. I'm still in the camp, like a lot of people, that wait till the week after Christmas, or certainly the week after New Year, because right now every company, every distributor, everything is putting everything they can on the shelves because they need to make that profit. This is now the profitable time of year. They need, they don't want to ruin Christmas. And the politicians, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, they do not want it to look nasty for Christmas. After Christmas, we've got all year to fix this. But no, you want to talk about an utter destruction, is make Christmas ugly for the American public. Stuff is more expensive, yes, but when stuff's more expensive and not available, that's the death knell. So think of your Walmarts, your Targets, your everybody. They're putting anything and everything they can on the shelves right now, so that looks like there's something. And we all know that they're fronting shelves. They're putting, go to the grocery store and you're going to see garlic in 4 different places in the store. It's like, why is it all over the place? Well, they're trying to fill shelf space. Go look at the clothing aisle, the toy aisle, whatever it would be. Everything's fronted and well spread out, so it looks like it's full. But, come after New Year's, because you're still going to have that turnover on, people returning Christmas gifts. Once that's done, slim pickings. So, yeah, that's still my guess. But like I said, that's crystal ball. That's me trying to do it. War for the U.S. On that side, and I'll say the same thing I've been saying for months upon months upon months. Everybody, the media needs to stop worrying about Russia and Ukraine, because that is not the problem. The problem is China, Taiwan. The problem is also Israel, Iran. If you want to put them in order, it's China 1, Iran 2, Russia 3. But the media wants to talk about Russia because they can't get out of the 1980s. And, they're somehow trying to save face for saying Russia, Russia, Russia for 4 years, and there's nothing going on. The one to worry about is China. If there's any sort of war, that is the one that I figure is going to tip everything first. Okay. Because Israel, Iran that's going to be regional. China, Taiwan, we're in up to our neck in. And it all depends on China. Nancy B, there have been food and drink recalls. See Homestead Corners channel for links. Okay. The last one I knew about was a week or so ago that I had posted. If there's new ones, yeah, guys, go check out Homestead Corner. I don't know of any other ones at this point. So if somebody else has got it, hey, please share it. And somebody please let me know too. Just to make sure I don't have some of this stuff, because when we had that recall on Tang, I had some of that in here. And so, we all go through. Country Humans, Laura Olympus. Did I see the comment Brian Williams said on MSNBC in the last days? No, I saw he finally signed off forever, which is good because, what what's he talking about now? How he was, bombed somewhere. I mean, the guy has no credibility. But it also brings up this. Do you guys see the story on the CNN producer who apparently is a pedophile who's been going after kids as young as 9? He was miraculously one of Chris Cuomo's producers too. Guess shit sticks together, doesn't it? Let's see. Lori Kalnan, what about an EMP from China? That would be, and again, I did my monthly interview with Eric over at Tradcat Night yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And we were talking about, what sort of war type scenario would be. And again, like I said to him, and I'll agree with what Lori's asking here, it's not going to be a traditional type war, okay, on U.S. soil, for a couple of reasons. First off, there's no way in the world you're going to get enough equipment into the U.S. I mean, how are you going to bring them in? You're going to bring it in ships? How long do you think it's going to take us to see ships full of tanks coming across the Pacific? Okay, yeah, submarines could take care of that pretty quick. You're going to bring them in from Canada or Mexico? Yeah, I think we might notice that too. So that's not going to happen. If anything, you could wind up a little bit of guerrilla warfare, but with so many American citizens armed, guerrilla warfare is suicide. So the only way something like a war would ever happen on U.S. territory, you have to take out the infrastructure first. You have to take out the electrical grid. You have to take out the water, and potentially you have to take out the internet/communications. An EMP or a computer hack would be the most logical ways to do it. Once those happen and we are long-term grid down, then you have the ability to move troops or whatever in. So yeah, the first thing you will see is power go down. Utilities and infrastructure get crushed. That would be it. I'm not going to sit here with my lights on and the computer and all of a sudden red dawn and there's going to be a bunch of parachutes coming down at my front street. That's not happening. Okay, let's see. Shoot to the bottom, back to the top. Okay. Mike Rothy, what do I make of the murmurs of DEF shortages and resilient supply crunch? A lot of you guys have asked me about this, okay? And I'm not, you guys know me, I will not get into stuff that I don't know that much about, okay? I watched Popular Preparedness's videos on the DEF deal. I can't add anything to it. I think he covered it about as well, covered a hell of a lot better than I could, because I just don't know it. It's not my forte, and I'm not going to pretend it is. If you have a problem with DEF where trucks don't run, yeah, that makes it even a bigger problem. And again, it goes right back into what I said before. Take out the supply chain. You get trucks not running, and this is why we have all talked ad nauseum about stocking food, stocking clothes, getting extra underwear, getting extra socks, getting blankets, whatever it is. Because, and I'll say this to everybody, imagine what happens to this country if Amazon.com and Walmart.com go down and the UPS truck does not drive around. Done. So many brick and mortar stores have closed down. I mean, Sears is gone, Penny's is gone, anything like that. Good luck buying clothes. All right, you're not going to do it. Grocery stores, yeah, you can, but if there's no trucking, there's no grocery stores. You start thinking about what's left. You take out the truckers in this country and you've just completely collapsed this country. So unless you already have it or can grow it, and I seriously doubt any of you guys are growing cotton and then know how to make a pair of jeans out of a plant, have the material to do, or have the machinery to do it. It would behoove everybody to get some of this, the winter jackets, the gloves, the scarves, the blankets, the extra bed sheets, whatever would be, you're going to need them because if the supply chain, I mean, there's a simple one right there. How do you make the truck stop? No DEF, done. You know, but yeah, Popular Preparedness covered this quite well a couple of days ago. Uh, Paladin won. After all the tornadoes last night, I got home and stepped in dog poop. Just sailed the day. When it rains, it pours, brother. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, Lisa Bibby, what size propane tank do you use for the wall heater you had installed? Actually, I've got a 500-gallon propane tank buried out in the backyard. Okay, that was here when we bought the house. You all know that we didn't build this house; we bought it. Okay, and the only thing that the people who built the house had run on gas and run on propane in this entire house was the stove. Apparently, the missus liked to cook on gas. So you got a 500-gallon propane tank that we've been in the house for almost 3 years now. Almost 3 years now. We've never filled. Okay, it's still got the propane they left us because all it runs is the stove. So we had a HVAC guy come out and run a gas line to the uh, heater off of that propane. Now, the only reason it's there is for emergency heat. I mean, I have turned it on, I have tried it, and like anything else, I will run it every couple of months just to make sure that you don't get dust in there or whatever and block it up. So, it works. But, nothing like having everything prepared and then it doesn't work. So you've got to do your maintenance on stuff. But yeah, we just hooked it up to the main propane tank in the house. That was it. Silver Possum, Mrs. P is awesome. I told her when we went shopping the other day she had to make a camera appearance, and then I love the Vanna White. That was kind of humorous. Uh, and keep it safe. What is DEF? A diesel, I believe it's diesel emission fluid. No idea. Okay, I have nothing. I know squat about diesel mechanics. So, Patricia Levasi, well, Levasseur or Levant. I'd say Lavassier, but there'd be an E in there. So my apologies for mispronouncing your name. I love that you celebrate both traditions. Yeah, and that's important to me. Okay, because we're all my family, my Polish Czech family, kind of intertwined everything, and we had a little bit of it all. So it's important for me to do that. Wildflower, does Mrs. P have any good Christmas cookie recipes? No, the Christmas cookie recipe is mine. That's which is Czech, kolach, which is the big one, kolachka, which is the little one, and the plural is kolachki. So, but those are the little dough cookies with the jelly inside. I will be making those for Christmas because God knows we love them. And I will show you guys how to make them. They are real freaking simple. That's about how I cook. Let's see. Lily B, do you and Mrs. P have any favorite Christmas movies? No, but I can tell you one I absolutely can't stand is A Christmas Story. I cannot stand that movie. That movie just drives me nuts. If I had to say my favorite Christmas movie would probably be Die Hard. But that's the kind of movies I like. That would be it. No, as for, Miracle on 34th Street or something like that. No, not really. We don't, no TV, don't watch it. I mean, if we watch a movie or two a month, that's it. Because, we're doing other stuff around the house or YouTube or learning or working or doing whatever. So, yeah, not, and again, we don't have kids around the house. So it's, I used to love as a kid watching, the Burl Ives, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or Frosty the Snowman, that stuff. Well, I'd say probably all on if the woke culture hasn't already destroyed all that too. But I don't know, the one with the little dentist, that one's probably still good. But who knows? Tells you how far behind I am. We're 10 minutes to short. You guys are saying beautiful tree. Okay, what's that hanging on the wall? Those are deer skins. I'm betting that's what you were asking. It's either that or a couple of rifles up there. Yeah, I mean, we live in a cabin, guys, if you can't tell by the wood on a wall. Okay. And so it is very much decorated rustically. I mean, there's deer skins, there's a moose head, there's deer head, there's badger and cow skull and lumberjack saw and got wagon wheels and stuff like that. That's how the house is. It's a cabin. I mean, that was our goal. We wanted a cabin in the woods, and that's what we have. So the skin on the wall is the biggest chipmunk I've ever seen. Yeah, not quite. Okay, now you guys, what's the varmint on the wall? Like I said, deer. I hope that big present under the tree is from Mrs. P to you. I know the tallest one in the back is from me to her. I think that the one in front of it is from, it might be to me from her. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff under there for my daughter too. It's one of those things, this is her first Christmas after college, so she's got a nice empty apartment. What do you need? I need everything, Dad. So, I can't say what's on here because I know she watches occasionally, so I won't tell you what's under the tree for her, but a lot of stuff to start setting up house. Again, what's the skin varmint on the wall? Your tree is so neat and pretty. Ours is a mishmash of 50 years of ornaments. This will tell you how silly this is. That's a Walmart tree. I think we got the ribbon. See, when we were in Vegas, we had cathedral ceilings, so we had a 12-foot tree, which was really cool. And of course, we can't fit it here, so we gave that tree to our neighbors, which they were really appreciative because it was about $500 for a tree. But so we had the ribbon, and Mrs. P had purchased we tried all the decorations here from the decorations of our house in Vegas. That wasn't a cabin, but we had it decorated that way. But so Mrs. P had found a bunch of ornaments she liked at Hobby Lobby, which matched our decor, and that's why you got a bunch of the browns and the creams and everything like that. And so she got that. But one of the things that I've always done, and a lot of you guys probably do the same, is, when you have kids, you have baby's first Christmas, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, whatever it would be. And so when she got here, I got the very first Christmas that we had, was 2015. I got one, I think I found it Macy's. I think it was Macy's. Is Mr. and Mrs. First Christmas, Mr. and Mrs. 2015. That was our ornament. So I've got an ornament for every year of Christmas, dated on it, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now the 21 ornament is one that one of y'all gave us. It's a blue ornament that's handmade by one of you guys, but it said 2021 on the bottom. So that one is our 2021 ornament. But we've got, they're all different. One of them is a glass snowflake. And then the last year's one, you guys, probably everybody saw this. I had to get it. 2020 was, the year of no toilet paper and all this sort of stuff. So that's it. So there is no rhyme or reason to that. So those are the kind of the fun ones. And the rest of it, she's kind of got this woodsy theme too. So, but it looks pretty. I always like our Christmas tree every year. Karen H, very pretty tree. How tall are you? You towered over the women you gave the toys. I'm 6'8". Okay. So yeah, when you're seeing me in front of a door up to the top of the door, I'm not standing on bricks or have boots in or anything like that. I mean, doors are 7 foot. I'm right there to it. Okay. You put on a pair of tennis shoes. And now I'm standing at 6'9", 6'10". Yeah, I'm not short. I'm not, that was the thing. There were a lot of comments on that video of how, the ladies were short. They were probably about 5 foot tall, but I looked at the video afterwards. I'm like, they're up to my belly. It's like, okay. But those of you guys that met me in October, I'm not kidding when I tell you how tall I am. Star Watcher, I got a new puppy for Christmas, 3/4 Aussie and 1/4 lab. That ought to be fun. You are going to have a dog that wants to get in the water and chase a ball all day long. Good luck. Uh, let's see, where are we going? Mary Jane Green says, so things will thin out more when the job cuts come from mandates. Well, job cuts are already coming. I don't know if you saw one today. The executive officer of a U.S. Navy destroyer, executive officer is second in charge, okay, was relieved of duty because he refused this. Second in charge on a destroyer who was slotted to become the commander of that ship within the next 18 months. The Navy relieved him of duty, saying that they had questions about his suitability for duty because he didn't want to stick something in his arm. That's how effed up our military is right now. That rather than somebody who is up here got it to control a multi-billion-dollar piece of equipment with hundreds of personnel on it, because he doesn't agree with this, you're going to put the national defense at risk. Way to go, Lloyd Austin. You're a rocket scientist. Oh, yeah, that's right. Who's the jackass that put you in that position? Yeah, scrambled eggs for brains. Do. Oh, it's in the same spot again. Okay, I am. I'm in. Hang on. Guess I got bounced and didn't see it one time. Diane S. Looking forward to the cookie video. Yes, it'll be soon. I mean, we're still a couple of weeks from Christmas yet, but yes, if you Kolechki are delicious. I mean, and like I said, just make sure, guys, if you want to make some, go get your favorite kind of jelly. If you like grape jelly, get it apricot or poppy seed or strawberry or whatever it is. You're going to need that. The rest of the stuff you probably got at home. Green Mountain Off Grid says, hello, everyone from Vermont. Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever, Robert says. There we go. It's a purring lady, you'll shoot your eye out. I'd rather shoot the kid. It's a Wonderful Life, yes. Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. There's another one I can't stand, okay? Y'all know my sense of humor. It's not the same as Chevy Chase's, okay? I don't, what's it? Jim Carrey has got to be the worst comedian ever to me. I mean, stupid comedy, acting dumb is not funny to me, okay? A Charlie Brown Christmas. Okay, there's a good one. Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. You guys are hilarious. Rooster says they were on tonight and CBS blocked them from streaming. I'm assuming you're talking about like Rudolph and stuff like that. Yeah. Because, what was it? I remember this last year. It was like, oh, this was discrimination or they were racism or something like that. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Mike Roth, do you think wallet tightening foods are going to make a comeback? Example, beet leaf dumplings. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're going to. They already are. Okay. You start looking at the foods that you can get. People are going to, we will get creative. I mean, all the stuff that people throw out now, oh, I'm not eating that. When you're hungry, you're going to eat it. Like you said, beet leaves or something like that. Sure. I mean, you think about growing beets. There's a salad right there, and you throw all that out or throw it in the compost pile and you keep the root. Carrot tops. How much from celery do you throw out? I mean, if you go through your vegetables and think about how much you put in your compost pile or how much you put in your garbage and what you can use, think of the celery tops with the leaves that you cut off all the time. Throw that in a soup. It's delicious. Okay. There's going to be a lot of that. Karen H, and this will be the last one because this is actually a funny story you guys will appreciate. The best, she says, the best Christmas movie is March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy. Okay. Y'all know the Nutcracker, right? The ballet. And, it's one of those things, at least when I was a kid, in elementary school in Chicago, we all had to go downtown for a field trip and we'd watch the Nutcracker. And, put a bunch of 7-year-olds in a ballet and they're all like, I don't want to be here, don't understand any of it or whatever it is. And because there were really no, in a ballet, there is no spoken word, you don't understand the story. So when my daughter was little, and maybe some of you guys remember this from 15, 16 years ago, there was a series of movies that came out that were Barbie movies. And they did Barbie the Nutcracker. And I watched that movie with her. And if you've got little girls, I highly recommend getting this movie. I watched that movie with her. It was done extremely well. It was a great movie. And I understood the story of the Nutcracker. From watching a Barbie movie at, what was I at the time? Probably my late 30s. If there's a good Christmas movie that I'd recommend to people, go watch that. I know that'll be the one. You'll never hear a prepper channel tell you to go watch a Barbie movie. This one will, but then again, you'll never see a prepper channel as it go, here's a bottle of urine. So, all right, guys, that's a Saturday night. Got to end with a laugh. But prayers for everybody in the tornado-stricken zones, primarily Kentucky, because it looks like they took it the best. Thank you, everybody, again. Just stay safe out there. Help where you can. Do what you can. Love you all. Pinball out.